What's going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. WrestleMania 38 is less than 3 weeks away, but will the road to WrestleMania be a smooth one or a bumpy one? Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the 14th March edition of the Red Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the wrestling world reacts to the death of Scott Hall. Did WWE tease Cody Rhodes' arrival? WWE's plans for boosting NXT 2.0, and more. As always, Wrestlelamia won't recap the matches, but provide the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. The Kevin Owens Show. Credit the WWE for giving Kevin Owens the ball tonight and allowing him the chance to carry Raw with segments and a memorable main event match. Tonight's show was the first time KO had a chance to do so much, and it'll be interesting to see how things pan out in the ratings. While WWE seems to be investing too much in a segment, Austin's appearance on the Kevin Owens Show, rather than a match, it is an opportunity to test KO's ability to play a major role every week. Honoring a true legend. The WWE did a fantastic job honoring the life and legacy of Scott Hall tonight. Kudos to WWE for giving the bad guy a fitting tribute. Seth vs. KO main event. As good as Owens' mic work was, his match against Rollins was a must-see main event, with both superstars looking strong, especially with the finish where Rollins might have won the match had the referee not been out of position for the 3 count. While WrestleLamia isn't ready for another Seth vs. Kevin feud yet, tonight's match did what it was supposed to do, build up Steve Austin's WrestleMania appearance and continuing the storyline of Seth searching for a WrestleMania-worthy match. Edge's music and promo. Everything old is new again as former babyface Edge put on a clinic in how to cement a heel turn. Edge's new entrance theme, Alter Bridge's The Other Side, was a perfect way to start things off as the WWE Hall of Famer cut a profound promo, blaming his heel turn on the fans as his 2020 comeback was stymied by him caring too much about pleasing the fans. Edge's scathing remarks about how he took his eyes off the prize and allowed an Aquaman cosplayer to stack pin him were brilliant. Edge has sharpened his character both with his promo and his new music. Add in Edge's brutal attack on AJ Styles 2 weeks ago, and this could be the beginning of a new streak of success for Edge. RK Bro Street Profits confrontation. Are the Street Profits turning heel? Tonight's confrontation between Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins and the new Raw Tag Team Champions, where the Profits demanded, rather than asked for, a tag team title shot at Mania, made for a tense situation, with Randy Orton looking like he might punt kick one or both Street Profits. Whether the Street Profits are merely showing ruthless aggression or they're looking to win the titles by whatever means necessary is up in the air, but a heel turn can't be ruled out. Indeed, it could add just the right amount of spice to make a Profits vs. RKO program into a furious feud. The bad. Where are the stars? Tonight's Raw exposed one of WWE's biggest weaknesses, its inability to both create and sustain top-level stars unless their names are Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns. Although Kevin Owens did a good job anchoring tonight's Raw, it's difficult to imagine most fans tuning in to Raw just to watch his segments. Damian vs. Finn ad nauseum. Speaking of build-up, did the WWE need to book another match between new US champion Finn Balor and Damian Priest? Not if it wants to make the WrestleMania match seem special. WWE's frustrating policy of booking endless rematches is even more frustrating given it's supposed to be building things up for WrestleMania. A soggy storyline. Kevin Owens deserves plenty of credits for his efforts to promote Stone Cold Steve Austin's appearance on the Kevin Owens Show, but so far, the appearance seems like something that belongs on a Raw Legends night rather than the Showcase of the Immortals. WWE deserves all the blame as it hasn't had wrestling's bionic redneck do much to hype the appearance, and the company dug a huge hole for itself by hinting Austin was coming back to wrestle. Austin's appearance at Mania should be fun, but it doesn't seem all that special, which is a reminder that this is the same promotion that wanted to have Austin's comeback match be a losing effort to announcer Jonathan Coachman. Week build-up to Mania, not much to look forward to at Mania. Raw was an example of how something can look good on paper, yet fizzle in its execution. Did tonight's Raw build up some of the matches for WrestleMania 38? definitely, as the show hyped a Raw Tag Team Championship match. However, there seemed to be something missing, and let's be honest, has the WWE done anything to make fans care about the women's tag match or doubt the outcome in the Raw Women's title bout? The problem is that WWE is still scrambling to book its remaining matches and relying far too much on Brock vs. Roman to anchor the show. That's not a good sign, and this year's Mania could turn into a real disappointment if the WWE doesn't find a way to turn the Showcase of the Immortals into an event that lives up to its nickname. The Downright Ugly. Nothing ugly about tonight's show, but Raw definitely didn't make WrestleMania 38 seem like a must-see event. Tonight's focus on Kevin Owens for a segment rather than a match shows how confused WWE is when it comes to hyping this year's Mania. News: Wrestling World mourns the loss of Scott Hall. Topping today's news is the Wrestling World's reaction to the tragic passing of Scott Hall. Mr. Hall was taken off of life support on 14th March and passed away that day at age 63. The two-time WWE Hall of Famer suffered 3 heart attacks following complications from a recent hip replacement surgery. Here are just some of many messages posted online from the bad guy's many friends, including members of the Clique. Triple H tweeted, "I'm gutted. I lost a brother. I love you, Scott. I'll see you down the road. # buddy system." Sean Waltman, "He wore that shirt every week and had the rest of the NWO, Hulk, Dusty, Macho Man, always shout me out on live TV while I was out with a broken neck. Just one example of what a good friend he was. # RIP Scott Hall." Shawn Michaels, "I love you, my friend." Wrestling News uploaded a video of Hulk Hogan honoring his friend at Hogan's Bar. The Hulkster recalled how his career was on the rocks and that his involvement with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash in the New World Order rejuvenated his career. Eric Bischoff, the man responsible for bringing Mr. Hall into WCW in 1996, tweeted, "This has been a tough one. 2 people who had such a pivotal role in how my future played out early in my career left us today. Mike Shields hired me in the AWA, taught me the TV business from the ground up. Scott Hall? You know the story. Forever grateful, gents." Scott Hall's impact on the wrestling industry was acknowledged by fellow legend Mick Foley, who tweeted, "Scott Hall was a towering figure among his contemporaries, a legend inside and outside the ring. My deepest condolences to his friends, family, and everyone who loved him. # RIP Scott Hall." Chris Jericho was upfront about his sometimes tumultuous relationship with Scott Hall, honoring his colleague on Instagram with a heartfelt message, an excerpt which follows. "Scott Hall and I didn't always see eye to eye when we worked together, but I'm happy to say we cleared the air and became friends over the last few years. He even joined us on the Jericho Cruise in 2020, and we had an awesome conversation for Talk is Jericho. It's a drag we didn't have more time together because Scott Hall was a pretty cool cat with a wicked sense of humor. What an amazing worker he was in the ring and out. He was one of the biggest stars I've encountered during my career, and he was by far the best pro wrestler I've ever seen to never hold a world title." Current AEW announcer Tony Schiavone was there the night Scott Hall debuted on WCW Nitro, bringing the storyline that led to the formation of the New World Order. He wrote, "This is a very sad day. Scott Hall was one of the greatest wrestlers to compete in any era. When he walked onto Nitro on May 27, 1996, it changed wrestling. Survey says, may the bad guy rest in peace." Mr. Hall's influence on today's generation of wrestlers is evident from their many tweets, including that of Matt Cardona. "Scott Hall, the f***ing man." And Indy Hartwell. "Hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. RIP Scott Hall." Scott Hall had an amazing career in the ring as seen by his 2 inductions into the WWE Hall of Fame. Equally impressive, however, was Scott Hall's incredible victory over substance abuse issues, a testament to his determination. Wrestlelamia joins the many fans who send their thoughts and prayers to Mr. Hall's friends and family. Did WWE tease Cody Rhodes' appearance? Tonight's main event between Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens featured some clever comments from Corey Graves that may have hinted at Cody Rhodes appearing in the WWE. As Wrestling News' Paul Davis noted, Corey Graves dropped some hints about Cody Rhodes coming in. In the closing minute of the show, Graves said that Rollins' WrestleMania hopes had been dashed and his dream has become a nightmare. Davis pointed out that Graves wouldn't have made the comments without Vince McMahon's permission and reminds fans of Dave Meltzer's report that, as of Friday, Rhodes vs. Rollins is listed internally for WrestleMania. Do you think Cody is coming to WWE? WWE plans for boosting NXT 2.0. If you've noticed some cross-promotion between Raw and NXT 2.0, you're not alone. Dave Meltzer recently commented on how this reflects a new strategy by WWE to boost NXT 2.0's popularity. The strategy to build the developmental brand is to have a star from Raw on the show almost every week and to plug that on Monday to build to Tuesday. They didn't shoot any angle on the show, but they did plug Miz being there with Dolph Ziggler. Diamond Dave noted that Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa were scheduled for WWE house shows recently, but didn't appear. The WWE appears gung-ho on making NXT 2.0 a success, as seen by its radical transformation of its developmental show. It'll be interesting to see how successful these changes are and how much time Vince McMahon will give his latest pet project to succeed. Elias update. Last but not least, it looks like there may be hope for WWE superstar Elias. Elias' lengthy absence from WWE TV has fans thinking he's about to be future endeavored, but according to Fightful Select, there may be hope for fans of wrestling singer-songwriter and curtain jerker. Fightful reports that vignettes have been taped for the wrestler, but added this doesn't really mean anything until firm plans are set. Do you think Elias will return to WWE? Well guys, there you have it, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from the 14th March edition of Raw. What did you think of the show? Be sure to leave your comments and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.